150 years ago, they built a big fortress in Ulm, the Bundesfestung. One part of it is conserved as a museum, and for that museum we intended to rebuild one of the big winches that were used to bring cannons up and down in the many towers of the fortress. My job was to make the wooden parts and to put everything together. For the frame I reused some really old oak timbers from demolished houses. The problems with reusing old wood are the dirt and the hidden nails that of course will ruin your machines if you don't pay attention. So planing was a real adventure. This will be one of the short parts of the rectangular frame at the bottom. The frame will be held together by threaded rods that go lengthwise through the short parts, so 70 centimeter holes have to be drilled. I had to improvise a horizontal boring device with my table saw on wheels. First a smaller pilot hole, then the 30 mm hole. The longer frame parts I made from these old and twisted timbers. These roundovers here will be the topmost ends of the ascending frame parts. And this is the place in the bottom frame where the short parts are to be joined in. Drilling the many holes for the bolts and all the shafts of the gears was difficult. The diameters went up to over 100 mm, and the drilling had to be done precisely to match the corresponding holes in the metal parts. The CAD plans for the winch were made by my friend Markus Staigmüller, and as he had made the metal parts with high precision, I had to do the same. When I had all pieces ready, I treated them with mold protection and varnished them. Here are the metal parts made by Markus Staigmüller. Stefan Lutz and I had found these big gear sets on a local scrapyard many years ago. Since then we had the plan to rebuild that winch. It was a great treat to finally put everything together. The last parts to attach were a pin to hook the winch to the wall and of course 2 cranks. One of them with a ratchet to stop the gear set going backwards under load. Then the mounting of the wheels. There's another video about making these heavy cast iron wheels. Here in their final place they no longer look oversized. Finally attaching a rope on the barrel, then the first test. And as there are 2 cranks, it's good to have not only 1, but 2 Matthiases to turn them. Now I have to get this big and 500 kilograms heavy thing out of my workshop. Oh wait. Put it onto a trailer and drive it to its final destination in the Vor Oberer Kuhberg, the Fortification Museum.